we're diving into a book that just might change the way you connect with the world around you. We weren't born glued to screens. Our ancestors built civilization, mastered art. People from different walks of life shared ideas, making connections, and rediscovered the power of real conversation. Here's my challenge to you. Tonight, when you sit down to dinner, hi there, and welcome to this special edition of Wizenote. We're part of Inside Personal Growth, but these are our 5-minute little segments that really give you an overview about the books that we do podcasts on. Today, we're diving into a book that just might change the way you connect with the world around you. And the book is called Leave Your Phone at the Door. It's by an author by the name of Howard Lewis, who resides in London. Now, if you would imagine this, you walk into a room filled with fascinating people, great conversations, new ideas, except there's one rule: no phones, just real human interaction. Now, this sounds a little radical, right? Well, Howard believes this simple shift can transform our relationships, our creativity, and even our success. So let's explore this offline philosophy that he talks about. The problem, he says, is our digital overload. Howard makes it clear that we're drowning in digital noise. We scroll, we swipe, and we stare at screens. But in doing so, we lose something very fundamental, and that's the joy of actually being present. We weren't born glued to screens. Our ancestors built civilization, mastered art, and forged deep relationships, all without a single notification pinging in their pockets. So, why have we let technology hijack our attention and our ability to truly connect? And more importantly, how do we break free? Howard embraces this concept of offline movement. Howard introduces us to what he calls the offline philosophy, a mindset that encourages randomness, serendipity, and authentic human experiences. This concept started with something very simple. It was an offline dinner gathering. Now imagine attending a dinner where everyone checks their phones at the door. Instead of texting people, actually talking to people. Instead of scrolling with your phone, you're engaging. Over time, these gatherings grew into something magical. People from different walks of life shared ideas, making connections, and rediscovered the power of real conversation. Howard asks, when was the last time you had a truly unexpected, unscripted conversation? Chances are it's been a while. The offline challenge is about breaking the habit. So, how do you start to embrace this offline life? He said step number 1 is step into discomfort. It's awkward at first, but put the phone away when you're with others. Be fully present. Step number 2, create offline moments. Try a tech-free meal. Go on a walk without your phone. Have a face-to-face conversation with no distractions. 3, embrace the joy of randomness. Howard reminds us that the best connections happen when we least expect them. Sit next to a stranger, strike up a conversation, and watch what unfolds. And step 4, redefine networking. You want to truly connect? Ditch LinkedIn for a night and actually talk to people. Howard's approach to networking is about depth over digital reach because relationships are built on trust, not just profile views. So the takeaways here are connections over convenience. Howard isn't asking us to abandon technology. Instead, he's challenging us to reclaim what makes us human, which is 1, being more present, 2, being more spontaneous, 3, having more real conversation. So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, when you sit down to dinner, leave your phone at the door. See what happens. You might just rediscover the joy of truly being offline. And if you want to learn more about Howard's philosophy and his book and his offline gatherings, just visit www.offlineandon.com. And who knows, you just might find yourself at one of his legendary dinners. I want to thank you for listening to this version of Wise Notes and tuning in. And remember, life happens offline. If you want to see the full interview with Howard Lewis on my podcast, just click the button below and you'll be directed to that podcast interview. Thanks for listening to this version of Wise Notes, and we look forward to bringing you more.